For years, the story of modern fighter jets seemed to have a clear hero. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, America's prized fifth-generation stealth fighter, was the undisputed king. It was the future, a flying supercomputer designed to be invisible to its enemies, a technological marvel that allies across the globe lined up to purchase. The narrative was set. But as we stand here in mid-2025, that story is taking an unexpected and dramatic turn. A surprising challenger from Sweden, the Saab Gripen, once considered a capable but second-tier option, is suddenly giving the F-35 a serious run for its money. Nations that were once firmly in the F-35 camp are now looking north, wondering if the Swedish jet might just be the smarter choice. The F-35's fame is built on one primary, almost mythical quality: stealth. Its design is intended to make it nearly undetectable to enemy radar, allowing it to slip past defenses and strike with impunity. It also boasts an incredible array of sensors that collect vast amounts of data, painting a comprehensive picture of the battlefield for the pilot. This combination of stealth and advanced situational awareness was thought to be unbeatable, the defining feature of a fifth-generation fighter. It was the jet everyone wanted, the symbol of being at the cutting edge of military power, a ticket to the most exclusive club in modern warfare. The cost was astronomical, but the capability was deemed priceless. Then came the Gripen E, the latest evolution of Saab's agile fighter. On the surface, it's a fourth-generation aircraft, meaning it doesn't have the same built-in radar-evading shape as the F-35. For a long time, this fact alone placed it in a different category. But Saab has been playing a different game. Instead of focusing solely on making the jet itself invisible, they have poured decades of expertise into making everything else visible. They have engineered the Gripen to be a master of electronic warfare, a digital ghost that can disrupt and outsmart its opponents. Now this underdog is forcing a global re-evaluation of what it truly means to dominate the skies. The shockwave hit the defense world in early 2025. Countries like Canada and Portugal, both NATO members on track to acquire the F-35, suddenly hit the brakes. Reports emerged that they were seriously reconsidering their multi-billion-dollar commitments due to shifting political winds and a closer look at what the Gripen E now offers. This wasn't just a minor procurement debate, it was a fundamental challenge to the established order. The idea that a smaller, non-stealth fighter could compete with the F-35 on a level playing field was once unthinkable. Today, it's a reality that is reshaping alliances and the very future of aerial combat. What allows the Gripen to punch so far above its weight class? The answer lies not in its physical shape, but in its digital brain. Saab has focused relentlessly on a concept called sensor fusion, and many experts now believe their system is on par with or even superior to the F-35S. The Gripen E is equipped with an incredibly advanced suite of sensors, including a powerful new radar and an innovative infrared search and track system. These systems work in harmony, guided by sophisticated artificial intelligence, to create a crystal-clear picture of the airspace for the pilot. This technology processes overwhelming amounts of data and presents the pilot with only the most critical information, freeing them up to make faster and better decisions in the heat of battle. The Gripen's most stunning claim, the one that has truly rattled the defense establishment, is its ability to find stealth aircraft. While the F-35 relies on being invisible to radar, the Gripen uses a different approach. Its advanced sensors, particularly the IRST, are designed to detect the faint heat signature that all aircraft, even stealth ones, emit. A Saab operational advisor put it bluntly, suggesting that for a Gripen pilot, a stealthy target is not so stealthy anymore. This capability strikes at the very heart of the F-35's primary advantage. If the apex predator can be seen, it can be fought, and the entire equation of air combat changes dramatically. Beyond its counter-stealth tricks, the Gripen E is a master of electronic warfare. It's designed to be an electronic phantom, capable of jamming enemy radar, spoofing their sensors and disrupting their communications. While the F-35 is a quiet hunter, the Gripen is a digital magician, creating illusions and confusion to protect itself and its allies. This EW suite is not just an add-on, it is woven into the very fabric of the aircraft's design. This focus means the Gripen can operate effectively in heavily contested airspace, not by hiding, but by controlling the electronic spectrum and blinding its adversaries before they even know it's there. Another key feature that makes the Gripen so appealing is its operational design. Unlike the F-35, which requires pristine, established air bases, The Gripen was built for the harsh realities of a potential conflict in Scandinavia. It can take off and land on short, damaged runways or even public roads. It can be refueled and rearmed by a small ground crew in a matter of minutes. This rugged, low-maintenance approach makes it incredibly flexible and cost-effective to operate. For countries with vast territories and limited infrastructure like Canada, this practicality is a powerful argument in the Gripen's favor, offering a resilience that the more demanding F-35 simply cannot match. The sudden interest from Canada and Portugal in the Gripen is not just about technology, it's deeply intertwined with politics and national strategy. In early 2025, shifts in U.S. foreign policy created a sense of uncertainty among some allies. The dependency on a single American-made platform like the F-35 began to look less like a strategic partnership and more like a potential vulnerability. For a country like Canada, which prides itself on an independent foreign policy, the idea of having its Air Force's effectiveness tied so closely to the political whims of another nation became a point of serious concern. This prompted leaders like Prime Minister Mark Carney to publicly question the F-35 deal, even after initial contracts were signed. Choosing the Gripen is seen by some as a way to gain strategic autonomy. While the Swedish jet does use American components such as its General Electric engine, the platform itself is European. This diversification is appealing. It suggests a future where a country isn't entirely reliant on the US for parts, upgrades, and operational permissions. For a nation like Portugal, this could mean more control over its own defense posture within Europe. The move is a delicate balancing act, an attempt to maintain strong alliances while also ensuring that national defense capabilities are not subject to the veto of a foreign power. It's a signal that these countries want to be partners, not just customers. However, the case against switching from the F-35 is formidable and deeply rooted in the realities of modern military alliances. The F-35 is the backbone of NATO's air power. Allies from the UK to Norway and from Finland to Italy are all flying it. This creates a seamless network where data can be shared instantly between aircraft from different nations, multiplying their collective strength. Critics argue that by opting for the Gripen, Canada would be stepping outside this critical network, complicating joint operations with its most important allies, particularly the United States under the NORAD agreement. This loss of interoperability, they claim, is a price too high to pay. Furthermore, there are immense logistical and financial hurdles to reversing course. Canada has already begun building specialized infrastructure to support its planned F-35 fleet and has contracted for the first 16 jets. Backing out now would mean wasting millions of dollars and creating a logistical nightmare of running two separate supply chains for maintenance, parts, and pilot training. Proponents of the F-35 point out that previous government reviews consistently concluded that it was the superior aircraft for Canada's long-term needs, offering better survivability and relevance for decades to come. They argue that changing course now is a short-sighted political move that ignores the strategic and financial realities on the ground. This unexpected showdown between the Gripen and the F-35 is about much more than just two airplanes. It represents a fundamental crossroads in the philosophy of air power. For 2 decades, the consensus was that stealth was the ultimate trump card. The future, it seemed, belonged to aircraft that could avoid detection. The Gripen's resurgence challenges this idea head-on. It posits that in an age of ever-improving sensors and network-centric combat, a jet's ability to process information, dominate the electronic spectrum, and adapt quickly might be just as important, if not more so, than its ability to hide. This is a debate between invisibility and hyper-awareness. The implications of this shift are profound. If countries like Canada and Portugal do choose the Gripen, it could send a powerful message to the global defense market. It would validate the idea that there are multiple paths to achieving air superiority in the 21st century. This could encourage other nations to develop fighters that focus on different strengths such as electronic warfare, drone integration, or extreme maneuverability, rather than simply trying to build a less expensive F-35 clone. The result could be a more diverse and dynamic ecosystem of fighter aircraft, with innovation flourishing in areas beyond low observability. The era of a one-size-fits-all solution for air dominance may be coming to an end. Looking ahead, the next chapter in this story will be written not just in the skies, but in the political chambers of Ottawa and Lisbon. Their decisions will have a ripple effect across NATO and beyond. Should they stick with the F-35, it will reaffirm the primacy of stealth and alliance interoperability. But if one or both pivot to the Gripen, it will signal a major disruption, potentially emboldening other nations to reconsider their own options and giving Saab a massive boost in credibility. It could also force the United States and Lockheed Martin to rethink their sales pitch, perhaps emphasizing the F-35's networking and data fusion capabilities more than its stealth alone. Ultimately, this rivalry highlights a crucial truth. The future of aerial warfare is uncertain and constantly evolving. The Gripen's challenge proves that technological advancement doesn't always move in a straight line. An ingenious solution from a smaller player can disrupt the plans of a superpower. Whether the F-35's stealth and networking will ultimately prevail, or whether the Gripen's electronic prowess and adaptability will carve out a new paradigm, remains to be seen. What is certain is that the quiet skies of the post-Cold War era are gone. A new, more complex and far more interesting competition has begun, and its outcome will define air power for generations to come.